I can't stand Tiffany Henyard, the embattled and corrupt mayor of Dolton, Illinois, but I also reserve a lot of my hatred for her security minion, Lewis Lacy. Well, it appears that he will soon be joining Keith Freeman in the all-male conga line we call incarceration. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Starting off with breaking news here at 6, the acting police chief of Dolton now facing federal charges. A grand jury indicted him on bankruptcy fraud charges today.
He's a close ally of Dolton's embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard and the second of her top aides to face a federal indictment. WGN's Jenna Barnes is live for us in Dolton this evening with the latest. Jenna?
Ben and Micah, Deputy Chief Lewis Lacy indicted on bankruptcy fraud charges. He's accused of concealing his income from creditors, filing misleading statements as they sought to recoup nearly $90,000 in unpaid debts, this all dating back to 2015.
Is the filing of bankruptcy just a normal business practice in Dolton? Where I come from, the goal of owning a business is to not go bankrupt. But perhaps this is just an Illinois thing. The fact that they have Lacey nailed for the same thing as Freeman indicates to me that they are packaging a RICO charge against both of them, along with Tiffany Henyard.
He's also charged with making false statements and perjury. Lacey is a close ally of Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the second one to be indicted on bankruptcy fraud. Henyard ally Keith Freeman faces the same charge, and we're told he is now cooperating with the trustees who were investigating Henyard, and some believe him to be a whistleblower. I spoke this afternoon with Lacey's attorney. He called today's charges a witch hunt designed to get another Henyard ally to turn on her in this ongoing investigation into her spending.
That's exactly what the U.S. attorney does every single time.
And they nail their target to the cell wall every single time. These charges are just a political witch hunt. My opponents are just trying to dig up dirt on my client.
They start with people that they believe that they can flip.
Oh, you mean like low-level simpletons?
They go down the line. They show up at 6 o'clock in the morning when a person is not lawyered up, when a person is just waking up, and they're telling you, oh, I'm here to talk to you and be nice to you and don't worry about it. And you're not under arrest. And then we're going to leave and we're not going to arrest you today. But here are some questions that we have for you. So immediately a person puts his foot in the mouth and from there, the fish is caught.
The fish is caught. Sounds like your client is guilty. And it's a damn shame that our police agencies resort to these tactics where they pull unknowing suspects out of their bed early in the morning, and these suspects don't understand how the interrogation game is played. Those dirty tricks by the cops get people to confess to all kinds of crimes, and all because they don't realize the real motives of the officers who question them so innocently. My client, former police chief Lacey, was hoodwinked, bamboozled by these tactics.
Is that what they did with Lacey?
To a certain degree, yes.
Bend over and pick it up for me.
Translation: my client sung like a canary to the feds. Can you imagine what Lacey must have sounded like when talking to his lawyer?
You mean you talked to them without first asking for a lawyer?
Well, they tricked me. They were so nice, and they brought me coffee and donuts, and they said they were my friends, and that I wasn't in any trouble, and that if I just told them what I did, they'd let me go.
Lacey's employment status here in Dolton a bit cloudy right now. Last week, the trustees placed him on paid administrative leave. He told me he was continuing to show up to work after that because they didn't have the power to put him on leave. The village then sent him a termination letter, and I'm told he kept showing up even after his firing.
His employment status is a bit cloudy? Doesn't sound like it. It's no more cloudy than my employment status is with the Democratic National Committee. Keep in mind, Henyard's only experience with the rough side of the court system is petty crime. She was nailed for essentially breaking into cars to steal stuff. She doesn't understand RICO. I don't think she fathoms the depths of what she has gotten herself into here. As for Lacey, this bankruptcy dealio is just the Fed's probable cause to arrest him and get him on bail restrictions. They'll next dive into his text and email messages with the Tiff, and he'd better pray to God that there aren't any messages like, JB just left, I'll follow him and show him what real intimidation looks like. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.